I'm Robie Jr.
Ah! Hey everybody. Well, today I thought we could take a look at a fun classic robot. So this is Robie Jr., the Remote Command Intelligent Robot. So this robot was exclusive to Radio Shack back in the day. I believe this came out in 1986, I think is when I got this. And at the time, there was all kinds of really cool robots coming out. There was these toy versions by a company called Tomy, and then there was some home robots that were actually coming out, which all looked suspiciously like R2-D2. And this little guy here was one of them. There was a Robie Sr., which was a taller robot. I think he was programmable. It had some kind of, it looked like a tape deck or something. I'm not sure if that's how he worked. I can't remember. But I liked the junior version of him because I thought he was cuter. I thought he was cool, and he was more simple and probably cheaper. I think these retailed for $80 back in the day, which was a lot of money. I did the conversion, and that would be $200 today. So considering how simple he is, I mean, they didn't really do a lot. $200 was a lot of money back then to buy something like this. It's kind of a lot of money now. So here you can see on the back, it's got even more stuff that shows what he does. This arm, when you push the two arms down, he has two different sayings. The button on the top of his head puts him into two different modes, and I think his arms will activate another voice that he does, or maybe like other sayings. He does scoot around. He uses remote control. And that's the other thing. This Robie Jr. was really unique because he used ultrasonic, I guess, sound emissions or something from the remote. It was very unique. Most remote controls use infrared. And this one actually used ultrasonics, which I thought was pretty cool. So he's got a lot of cool features. We'll go over all of this when we get him out of here. I hope he works. He's been sitting in the closet for 30 years. I knew I had this guy. I just couldn't remember where he was. And I finally dug him out, and I'm really glad that he's here. I just hope he works still. I'm pretty sure that these were made by Tomy as well. They were just made exclusively for Radio Shack. They put the Radio Shack name on it, or the Tandy name on there. But I think Tomy is the one who made these because they were the ones who made the regular Tomy robots, which is kind of odd. They would make, another robot for a competitor, but I guess, they're still getting the money for it. I guess that's how that worked. All right, well, let's take him out of here and take a look at him because I'm curious to see how he's held up over the years. All right, so here he is out of the box now, and oh man, this actually brings back some fond memories just seeing him here after all these years. So he's actually in pretty good shape. He's been in the box all this time, so it's not like he's really going to get a lot of sun exposure or dust, but I did clean him off and get him all nice looking and spiffy. And here we can see little Robie Jr. So he's got this nice clear dome that's on here. This is the button that activates him into two different modes. I can't remember. I'll have to go through the instructions and figure that out. His eyes do light up, and they both light up when he's going forward. I think they go off when he goes back, and then each eye lights correspondingly if he's going right or left. Here's the speaker on the front. This thing here is actually a bumper. I don't know if you can see that it goes in and out right here. And that is for a bump and go kind of action. When you put him into, I guess, kind of an explorer mode, when he bumps into stuff, he'll turn around and go the other way. And I think he says, "Excuse me." So it's kind of cool. Here's the side view of him. Now, I should mention his little claws here. You can turn them. So if you don't want them flat, you can turn them so that they're vertical like this. And also the claws have a nice spring-loaded little kind of action right here. So you can actually have him hold something if you want to. And there's like a little gripping thing right here. So that's really cool. His arms, let me see if I can remember. I think his arms, let me see, do these? Oh yeah, they do. Okay, I thought these turned, I couldn't remember. And they click in place like that, that's right. And they go all the way around, as I recall. Oh, well, his claw kind of gets in the way right there, but you can position his arms whichever way you want. So that's pretty neat. That's the side view of him right there. And that's the back. I think these are just some cooling fins maybe, just to get some air in there. There's his on-off switch right there. He's actually in really good shape. I did take care of him when I had him. I don't think I really ran him all that much. And then another thing that's really cool is if you turn his claws back this way, he also comes with this cool little tray. He's got a little tray right here, And I'm surprised I still had this. Glad I didn't lose it. You'll notice on the bottom here, these circular areas, they fit inside of his claws. So you just put that right on here, just like that. And now he becomes a little serving robot. So now he can bring you your favorite beverage, beer or snack or whatever. And it's pretty cool. And I think that's really neat. All right, so let's take a look at the remote. I forgot to show you the bottom of him here. I just wanted to show you some stuff that is going on down here. This is the battery compartment. He uses 4 D batteries. You don't see a lot of things using D batteries anymore. The compartment is still nice and clean, no corrosion or anything in there. I didn't let the battery sit in there very long. You got the battery ribbon right there. So one goes in this way and the other 3 go this way. And it's a nice easy access door. I like that. Seems like everything nowadays has screws on there, which is kind of annoying. So these are much easier. The rubber wheels, these are usually the first thing that will wear out over time as far as like dry out and stuff. Especially where I live, it's a very dry climate here. But they seem like they've held up. This one looks like it's got a little bit of wear going on. But I saw a video tutorial where you can actually buy these. I think people actually make these, and you can take them apart and put a new one on there. So thankfully, if these ever wear out, I'll be able to do that. There's a little ball bearing right here for just like a loose guidance thing. And then there's just kind of like a little smooth little thing right there to kind of keep him, you know, from flopping over backward or forward. So yeah, pretty solid for the most part. So here is the remote now. And this remote is really cool just because, as I mentioned, it uses ultrasonics instead of infrared. So that's the little, I guess the emitter. You can kind of see there's a little grill or something in there. And I'm not really sure how this works. Maybe it's high frequency sound or something. So I don't know if animals can hear anything from this, but it's kind of unique. I think it's really cool. So this uses a 9-volt battery. So here we can actually take the panel off. And thankfully the contacts are clean. Thank goodness. I did not leave a battery in there. When I first discovered this in the closet, I was worried that I left batteries in them. So thank goodness that was not the case. Now here is the controls. Just a simple power switch to turn this on. Now this follow thing is really cool. It says follow, no, and yes. What that is when you turn it on, Robie will follow you around. You just have this in your hand. This must have a constant maybe sound generating out or something, and he'll follow you and he'll know where you're at. It's really kind of cool. And then we have the directional buttons for the forward, backward, left, and right. So it's very simple. I mean, there wasn't much to these robots back then. But, you know, back in 1986, this was really high tech. All right, so let's get the batteries in Robie, and see if he'll work. I hope he does. Those motors haven't moved in a long time, so let's hope he works. All right, so I went ahead and tested him because I didn't want to, you know, turn him on and then nothing happened. So thankfully, everything works, and I'm really shocked. So here is the remote. So we're going to turn this on, and you'll see this little thing turn red right there. It's not a light, it just has a little thing behind it. And then we turn on little Robie here. So let's flick him on.
Hello.
Okay, so there's his little hello. All right, so now we'll just start with the general directional things here. So let's do back. And then there's forward. You can see his little eyes there. Okay, so when you make him go right, just the right eye lights up like that, and then left. He's very smooth. He works really good. I can't believe he works this good after sitting in the box that long. And then if you push his arms down, he has 2 different things that he says.
Hello.
And then he's got this one.
I'm Robie Jr.
Okay, he's got a cool voice, so hopefully my microphone's picking it up really good. Now when you push, well, let's go and try, actually, let's try follow me. Okay, let's do the follow me mode. So we'll flip it to yes.
Okay, I'm coming.
Okay, and then...
Okay, I'm coming.
So we got to get him to follow the remote here. And it works really good. All right, and then you just flick it to off. So that actually works really good. All right, let's try this button and see how that works. Okay, so now let's try that top button, and I think it puts him in some kind of explorer mode, and then I'll try to catch him before he goes off the edges with using that little bumper on the front. So let's see if we can get that going.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oops.
Let's go.
There he goes.
Okay, I wait. Let's go.
Okay, and then sometimes when you push his button, he doesn't stop. So it's when he's naughty. It says he's naughty and he doesn't behave. Now, when he's in that explorer mode, I
Come
think...
on, let's play.
Okay, that's really cool. If you let him sit too long, that's what he does. It's pretty funny. It's really cool. All right, and plus it's good because it reminds you that you left him on. So I think if you have him in explorer mode, he kind of goes crazy, but I think he says two different things with his arms. So let me see what he says right now.
Hello.
Okay, that was normal.
I'm Robie Jr.
Okay, so let me put him in this other mode and see if he says something different, but he's going to try to go running around. Maybe I should try to lift him up.
Let's go.
And he doesn't always work when you do that. You have to almost hold
Let's
it.
go.
There he goes. Okay, let's see.
Where am I?
Oh, that's it.
Where am I?
He's saying, "Where am I?"
Where am I?
Oh, they're both of
Where
them.
am I? Where am I?
Okay.
Okay, I wait.
Okay, so sometimes when you get him out of that explorer mode and you push it, he won't behave and he starts going everywhere anyway. And that's when he's in his naughty mode, as they call it, which is kind of funny. And so he doesn't behave, and it's pretty funny. All right, so anyway, yeah, it's pretty hard to keep up with them, I'll tell you. But it's much easier just to use the standard, remote here. If you want to drive him around. The motors are kind of noisy, but it's kind of standard for the motors back then. And plus, they're old motors, too. They might be a little quieter with some fresh grease in there. But I think he's pretty cool. All right, let me see if there's any other features on him. So if you push the front bar when he's not moving, he says something like, "That tickles." So let's try it.
That tickles.
And then he kind of just goes away a little bit. Let me bring him back over here again. Let's try that again.
That tickles.
Now, I like that they let you still use the manual controls when he's in Explorer mode, because otherwise he'll go all over the place. So if he's starting to head towards the edge of something and you're not there to catch him to, hit his bumper, you can at least catch him with this and then he won't go everywhere. And I think that's really a good feature. Oftentimes, some of these guys go a little too crazy. And he's very stable and he moves very smooth. I gotta say, I like the way he drives around. Even over that little bump, you can see he does pretty good. Yeah, he's really cool. I love this little guy. So yeah, for this robot being 35 years old, I say he works pretty good. And well, what's this? Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, Robbie. That was really nice of you. One for you and one for me. Oh, what a good robot. So there we go. Cute little Robbie Jr. from Radio Shack / Tandy / Tomy. And what a cool little guy this is. I'm so glad I found him. I'm so glad he works. I guess that goes to show you he was built pretty well if he still works after all these years. But anyway, this was about $80 back in the day. 1986, I believe, is when these came out. If you want a little Robbie Jr., you're probably going to have to go to eBay. That's probably your best bet. And see if you can find one in good shape, brand new if you can find them. I don't know what they go for. I'm not sure how collectible these guys are. But very unique, using the ultrasonic remote thing here. I forgot to mention these little holes up here are the ultrasonic detectors up here. That's how he detects the sound from the remote right there. But he's very cool and a lot of fun to play with. And he serves you liquor. I mean, what more can you ask for? All right. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And also, don't forget to subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. So in the meantime, thank you so much. I'll see you on the next video, and have a good one.